The reality of dying marriage these days is that both couple often wish that marriage work out perfectly, except for those ashakes that they don't want to listen to anything. They always have their mind elsewhere. And at the same time, some people have gone into depression or a kind of bipolar problem just because they couldn't find love or understanding with the person they choose to get married to. And gradually they start building resentment towards one another. And if you ask any of them about their partner, about their wife or husband, the next thing they can tell you, or probably they can remember about their partner, are negative stuff about him or her. Although they might make several instances to be the reasons why they are building the resentment or they are having the problem in their marriage. Naturally, about 70% of the married women will tell you my husband is a good father rather than telling you he's a good husband. We can understand. And at the same time, you always see men coming around talking about their wife. They always have one thing to talk about. Hey, my wife is dirty, she doesn't cook well, she doesn't take instruction, she doesn't do this, she doesn't do that. And definitely there is no way you can find a perfect match except you want to go to God. Apparently, while you guys are dating, everything seems so good, everything seems perfect. Now you got married and a kind of situation might just pop up which is not carefully treated or taken good care of. Then it leads into a bigger problem, and today your marriage is almost dead. Meanwhile, for every dying marriage we have in the world today, there are 4 major problems which I will explain for you to understand that are the literal cause of every dying marriage in this world. Meanwhile, I want to tell you guys, you have to work around these things to reawaken your dead marriage, or else you will live to cry as a old mother or a old father. Think about that. Number 1 of dying marriage in this world is unrealistic expectation. Majority of our men and women are growing and living with unrealistic expectation from their partner. Meanwhile, you know quite well that your wife is a secondary school holder. Now you meet a graduate that is telling you all kind of English out there, telling you all kind of business idea out there. Now you are now thinking she's a better woman than your wife. My dear brother, that could really be the starting point of your marital issue. You need to think about that. Meanwhile, the women too are living with unrealistic expectation. You expect a man that is earning 200,000 naira per month to give you 1 million at the end of the month. How unrealistic is that kind of mindset? My dear brothers and sisters, if you are living with this kind of mindset, I am telling you practically you are living with unrealistic expectations. Meanwhile, before you get married to this man or this woman, you know what she's capable of, you know her quality, you know her strength, and you know the weakness. Why are you expecting beyond what she can put up today? And for that reason, you are building resentment towards him or her. Now tell me, you are the one killing your marriage. Think about this I'm telling you. Then you can, from this angle, get to sit together and revive that marriage and make it a success. There is no magic anywhere. And number 2 problem that could really kill your marriage in this world is third party interference. Meanwhile, you will see some men, they have grown up, but they are still mom's boy. Meanwhile, they can literally not give their wife 1 naira or 2 naira to do whatever without seeking the permission from the mother. Why didn't you go ahead and marry your mother? And you will still see some of these women. The mother-in-law will literally be the steering, controlling everything. Don't grieve for him. Don't do this. Don't do that. You will be seeing the mother-in-law jumping front and back. At the end of the day, she is going to kill that marriage. And you guys can understand this I'm talking about. Because at the end of the day, it is always the mother-in-law and the wife problem. So you guys know what I'm talking about. Until you as a man become so brilliant, become so smart, have a good awareness of yourself and take control of your home, of your family, that is when you can really tell your mother, mommy, forget about this, I can handle it. My mother-in-law, tell her to really give you some space to handle your marriage. If not, anyone else, I don't know who is it, either your mother or our mother, is controlling your marriage, my dear brothers and sisters, your marriage is about 80 to 90% chances of dying. You think about this, and watch out for the part 2 of this episode on wake your dead marriage. May God be with you. Thank you and God bless.